T Squad, it's your girl Keisha, and I'm here with this week's All Tea All Shade Basketball Wives Season 11, Episode 2 review. Okay, you guys, so on this week's episode, Master Splinter and Harry Potter meet up for drinks, and Evelyn tells Shaunie what happened between her and Vanessa. And she was like, my son is going to be with Carl's other baby mama, Amy, in like a few days, for like 10 days. They go to spend, time, I guess, with his sister, which is his hood twin because they the same age. But anywho. So Evelyn was like, if it was true, I'd be like, okay, that's why. But it's not true. There's a part of me that feels sad for her because I heard she talked to Jackie about her husband cheating and she had a bad haircut. Friend, it's like long in the back, but the bangs is banging. Now, that was funny the way she was describing Vanessa hair, because Vanessa hair, honey, is a reality show all in itself. It was like, girl, where did you get that wig from? Party City? The Spirit Store? Like, where you get it? Hobby Lobby, Michael's? Like, that wig looked like literally costume, like hair. Like, no. So Shaunie just a giggling because, she just is messy. It don't matter if she the first lady of the church. Ain't nothing about her gonna ever change. So Jackie and Vanessa take a hike, but literally all they did was walk up one little hill, child, and then run right back down because Jackie saw a fly. But while they're standing on the top of that little hill, Jackie bring up this situation where Evelyn was like, I didn't know that you had like issues with her like that. And asked, can they move forward? And Vanessa was like, yeah, I'm open to talk to her again or whatever so we can get an understanding. Then we see Evelyn at her home in her office, and Lavon, her fiance, FaceTimes her. And he was like, we're going to need to sit down and figure out like a wedding date and where we going to live because, it's a lot being long distance or whatever. So she says that, getting married is giving her anxiety. And he was like, well, I'm going to fly out there so we can have a conversation face to face. For somebody that keep on saying that they wanted to be married over and over again, like you was willing and ready and able to marry Carl, but he never married you. Tried to have another baby by Carl unsuccessfully for the longest. I think it's a situation where Evelyn don't know how to act with a man that treat her right. Yep, I said it. I think that she's used to toxic, drama-filled men. She used to niggas. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. And now that she met a man that's of substance and ain't drama-filled, I think that she's like caught off guard. You know how you could say you want a good man until you get a good man and you realize you ain't ready for a good man? Okay. I feel like that's what's going on with her. And like I said, if you don't want them, I'll take them. So Evelyn meets up with Brooke and tells her Brittany is joining them. So Brooke is a little sure of Brittany because of some of the choices she's made in her life. And I'm looking like, Brooke, you ain't no better than Brittany Renner. Like, be quiet. Please stop. You just ain't as out there with yours. So Brittany arrives and Evelyn asks, like, what's the situation like with her baby daddy, PJ? And Brittany says that she and her baby daddy talk through a court app. Like, they don't have any type of communication with each other whatsoever. Now, I never really knew much information about Brittany Renner. I just knew that she was a girl that wrote a book about sleeping with different celebrity men, and I just knew that she was basically labeled as like a whole, like a rat type of situation. That's what I always took from her. She was just out there with it, and that the baby daddy couldn't stand her. I didn't know that her and the baby daddy was like in a relationship, and I did not know that he was 6 years younger than her either. So I think that Brittany is cute, but her hair and her makeup is really harsh. It's like scale it back 10 notches. Like, the hair is too dark. The makeup is just way too dark, and like lighten it up some. Like, I don't know if her life is heavy, so her makeup is heavy, but like, yeah, she need to scale it on back. So Evelyn supports Shaunie in LA because she's being honored with some type of award. And they sitting in like the little back room, and Evelyn tells Shaunie that she's struggling with anxiety about getting married to Lavon. And apparently Shaunie and her husband Keon counseled them and had like premarital counseling or whatever. And she said that her and Keon really love Lavon. They love him for her and all of this stuff. So she's very shocked by this. And Evelyn gets emotional and everything. And she was like, I'm sorry to put all this on you or whatever. This is about you or whatever. So they go out to the venue. Jackie is there. And Evelyn tells Jackie that she's willing to have another conversation with Vanessa if Vanessa is going to apologize. And I was like, well, that ain't going to happen. So then they go and take their seat at the table. And another new friend of the show, housewife, whatever, basketball wife, Clayana, arrives. Remember, I just did a video on Clayana last week when she was going in on Brooke because her and Brooke was going at it. And immediately, like, I hate the way that they even introduced her because it made absolutely no sense. She walks up and it was like, can I sit here type of situation. They was like, yeah, sit down or whatever. They was like, hi. She was like, I'm Clayana, da-da-da-da. And she's sitting down like she was a random person at the event and just needed a place to sit. And then next thing you know, she get to telling Evelyn her whole life story. And it was just like, huh? But anywho, so she tells them that she's trying to redefine her life after her relationship with her ex and her daughter growing up. Her daughter name is London. I guess she's getting older now. And she's trying to figure out life for herself. And Evelyn was like, I really understand that. I'm going through the same thing as well, pretty much. So after Shaunie's acceptance speech, she comes over and hugs all the girls. And these hoes so damn fake. When Shaunie and Evelyn hug each other, Evelyn gonna whisper in Shaunie's ear, you're gonna hate her. Now, after she just been skinning and grinning in this girl's face, like, what about her would make you hate her? Like, I'm so confused. Like, and then, did you forget that you were mic'd up? Like, y'all so messy. And this is why church folks really get on my nerves. Certain church folks, let me say that. Because ain't no way Shaunie could be my first lady. Shaunie being somebody first lady is much like how it was when Giselle was somebody first lady, because you're a messy heifer. Okay. And for you to be so Christian, like, you ain't got it, your godliness ain't shining through. Lucifer is shining through. Okay. Like, what you mean you're gonna hate her? Like, that was just so it was stupid, and it was just like not fair. And y'all once again in this like sorority type stuff, and I'm like, look at y'all, Master Splinter, please go back down into the hole in the sewers with your other rat family. And it's just like Harry Potter, Voldemort is on your ass. Okay? Like, girl, no. We're not about to do that. So Shaunie sit down and say that she gonna get all the ladies together before she leaves so they can air out their grievances together. So we then go to Vanessa's little apartment or wherever she's staying while she's in town filming. And her sister Elise come by. And the sister is like an astronaut or astrophysics. Don't give me the line, but she real smart. So at this point now, when I'm seeing the sister, because I was trying to figure out like what Vanessa is. I guess she might be like Latino, Mexican. I don't know. Mixed. I don't know what the lady is, but she ain't black all the way. So her sister asks, how is she settling in the new city? And she was like, I like it. I love the weather. Isaiah is back in Phoenix. And Elisa was like, is he like partying without you or what? Baby, Vanessa was so uncomfortable, and it was just like a trigger was going off in her head, like her body was glitching just at the question. She's like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, hopefully not. It was like, okay, calm down, snap it to a Slim Jim. Like, it's all right. Like, that lady literally reminded me of Lynn Whitfield character from Thin Line Between Love and Hate. Like, she is crazy. Okay. So Vanessa brings up how she heard her husband Isaiah on the camera the Ring camera, wherever they got in their house. And he was like ending a phone call saying, I love you, baby, to somebody. And she freaked out and was like, who you saying I love you, baby, to over the Ring cam thing? And he was like, I was talking to my son. So obviously he must got a kid outside of her. So she said that she like showed all her friends or whatever and had them like listening to it to see if they heard a woman's voice or a boy's voice. And all her friends was like, girl, it was his son, calm down. Girl, who got time to be going through all of that, girl? You need to be focused on your bangs. Because obviously you just be taking, she don't even take a scissor to them bangs. She take a knife to them bangs and just get the... It's like, what are you doing? She's crazy. So, her sister was like, no, Vanessa was like, I have to be like that, you know? And Elise was like, no, you choose to be like that, girl. Like, ain't nobody else doing stuff like that. Like, you going 1.5 miles doing all this psycho stuff. And it's like, you obviously one of them chicks that if you do find out he cheating on you, you ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. So what's the point of even doing all that? Let that man cheat in peace and going on about your business. Because you going to do that for what? You just said you just ran out a girl from Phoenix and what? You're still there. So what, you just going to try to run away every woman? Girl, that's why your face look like that. You look very tired and withered, okay? He is taking you through it all. Stormy weather is written all over your face, honey. Like, no. So it's the day of the dinner. And Evelyn and Brooke ride together. And Evelyn brings up Brittany being seen with Shaq. I remember when this happens, you know, some months back when they was coming out of someplace together and the paparazzi was, you know, taking pictures of them. So Evelyn was like, Evelyn says that she knows Shaunie don't give a F, but her and Brooke both say that it's like girl code that she should be hanging around Shaq. Let me tell you something. I'm a grown woman. Okay, just because I joined this show and I technically work for Shaunie don't mean that I'm not going to be friends with a person because that's her ex-husband when I was already friends with this person before I even got on this show. You and Shaq been divorced for 11 years. You married to a whole nother man. If you don't get somewhere and sit down, and both of y'all need to shut up because I'm going to be friend whoever I want to be friend. And I don't feel like I got to go ask permission or give notice to no other woman. Girl, get out my face. Okay? And Evelyn's so fake, and she talking about somebody she want to take Brittany under her wing, and the first chance you get, you try to stir up drama with her. Like, oh, can I stand her? So, Shaunie tells Jackie that, you know, she don't care about the Brittany situation, her and Shaq or whatever, because it's just them two there at first. But the ladies arrive, and I need Jen's boots on my body immediately. I need to know what they are. Jocelyn's outfit was cute too. It was giving me very much Clueless vibes or Gossip Girl vibes. Loved it. So Jen walks in, speaks to everybody, and surprisingly, she speaks to Jackie. And Jackie like, oh my God, you're speaking to me. Like, oh my goodness. So Evelyn says to Brittany, I know you're looking for a husband, so is this Shaquille? Is it my daughter? Is it my daughter? And so Brittany was like, no. And so Brittany was like, he's always been a person to check up on me. It's really not much to it. So here go Evelyn. You know, I'm not going to speak for my friend, but she really don't care. But I think for me, it was just a timing. If your friend don't care, okay, according to you, you just said she don't care, okay? So why are you then bringing it up? And this is going to lead into her situation with Bangs. You have said in the car, you said it right there. Shaunie don't care. So why do you care so much? Okay? Make it make sense. So here comes Jen, trying to figure out a way for her to get back in the good graces of Shaunie and Evelyn, talking about, I don't think that anyone cares what anyone does, but there is also a respect. It could have been like, hey, heads up, but this is the scenario. And this... It's given very much Shaunie does care, and she using y'all as her mouthpiece because she a married woman and she can't say what she really want to say. Because Jen, you and Shaunie, like you just said when you walked in, ain't seen each other in years. So why are you even jumping into the conversation? Like, once again, you trying to kiss butt so you can get back into the circle. And Evelyn, once again, if she don't care, why do you care so much? Why y'all trying to check her about being friends with her ex-husband? Girl, all of y'all, like, shut up. Baby, Brittany was better than me because I would have cussed all of them out. But it looks like she gonna get them together on next week's episode. So Vanessa arrives, looking like one of the black crows from the Wiz. I was quite scared, all right? So she come in to sit down, and she speaks to Shaunie, and Shaunie was like, hi, you know, I've heard a lot about you. And she was like, oh, good things. And she was like, it hasn't been great. And it's like, Shaunie, you're the executive producer of this show. You're one of the people that do the scouting for women to be on this show. Old girl put up a post today, Vanessa, about how Shaunie been trying to get her on the show since season 3 and showed DM receipts of Shaunie trying to get this girl on the show since season 3 of the original Basketball Wives. Okay. So you doing all of this for over the years, trying to get this girl on the show. She get on the show, and because she got issues with your so-called bestie, you like trying to be cold towards the girl. And you know when Shaunie don't like each other because she put on that stern voice and don't smile and all of that. It's just like, girl, you don't need to be on this show, first of all, because you are a preacher's wife. And it's obvious that you can't be unbiased by your feelings and opinions towards certain women. You know what I'm saying? And then with this show being so messy and violent and all of that stuff, you don't need to be on here. Period. So I just didn't like the way she even greeted her, because it's just like, girl, don't play with me. Please don't play with me. Please do not. Like, let's not do that. So Evelyn was like, you have an issue with me for no reason. And Vanessa says, me being a loyal friend, that was something I wanted to discuss with you. Evelyn was like, I spoke to your friend and she was mortified. We have a great relationship. You don't matter in this equation. Ain't that the pot calling the kettle black? You doing the same thing that she's doing to you, to Brittany. But you got the nerve to be sitting up here letting that Z formation on your forehead start shining like a light bulb, doing all that yelling and crap when you doing the exact same thing. You're telling this lady, this ain't got nothing to do with you. This ain't none of your business. Your friend has told me she's mortified. She's embarrassed by your behavior. She don't care. We've moved past it. You then, in the same breath, sitting up there to Brittany talking about, I know my friend don't care. I know she don't care what Shaq do. She married. She moved on. But da 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 da. You should have gave her notice. It's girl. You doing the exact same thing. And I don't think nobody even peeped it. I think nobody peeped it. I don't even think the girls peeped it. You literally just did the same thing that this girl did to you. You're doing it to Brittany. So, where was I at? Vanessa was like, that's how you, because let me go back. So Evelyn was like, you don't matter in this equation. Vanessa says, that's how you feel, Evelyn. She's like, that's how you feel, Evelyn. Evelyn said, and that's how she feels. You're an embarrassment to our family circle. Okay, y'all got a family circle now? Okay. So Jackie was like, any negative things, let's just forget about it. Water under the bridge. We start from here. Here go Jen. Ev and Vanessa agree to that. And Evelyn was like, you want to know why I can't? Because she crossed the line. So Vanessa was like, why can't I say as a loyal friend, I witnessed the pain that happened. You want to act like it didn't happen. much the same thing that you just did with Shaunie. As her friend, you trying to speak up on her behavior about something that ain't got nothing to do with you, ain't affecting you, and apparently ain't even affecting Shaunie. So once again, what? So Evelyn was like, you cause drama. Carl calls Amy and they're arguing over you. Amy is embarrassed. So how did Carl call Amy going off? Unless you call Carl going off. So you ran and told Carl about this situation. And to me, it's giving very much what I said last week. I think that Amy low-key was using this girl, using Vanessa to air Evelyn out on this show. I really honestly do. Using her as her mouthpiece to air Evelyn out on the show, to expose her for what she did 10 years ago. Because if that wasn't the case, and if Evelyn didn't feel like that, if Evelyn genuinely felt like everything was Gucci between them, why did you then run to Carl, tell Carl what was said, and you would have had to say something negative about Amy to the effect of, this girl coming to me talking about, you know, what I did, and this is that and third, and how I disrespected Amy, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da, for he then to call Amy going off. Why would he call Amy going off based off something that Vanessa said if you didn't put it in his ear that you felt like Amy was telling this girl to speak on her behalf? You just told on yourself right then and there. So you don't even believe what you're saying when you're saying that Amy was like, she's embarrassed and she didn't never tell this girl to speak on her behalf. I don't believe it. Because once again, why would Carl call that girl going off? If all of y'all are on the same accord, feeling like y'all got this great family circle, why would you call Carl that mess? Why wouldn't you immediately call Amy and be like, girl, what's the tea? If y'all that fine. Girl, get out of here. Get out of here, Evelyn. You told on yourself. So, Evelyn was like, Amy is embarrassed. Vanessa was like, no, she's not. And stop calling her, please. Evelyn said, I'm going to call her whenever I want to because she's with my son and my daughter. She babysitting my daughter. She was like, you need to be mad at your esthetician with your ugly ass. And Thomas said, worry about your dude and who he effing. So Shaunie got to escort Evelyn out because that vein is popping, child. Vein is popping. She about to turn into a He-Man woman hater. So Brooke then chimes up and says to Vanessa, did Amy tell you to do that? And Vanessa was like, nope, I don't believe nothing that Vanessa said. Yes, she did. So Brooke was like, then why the F are you doing it? Your marbles are effing loose and you need to tighten them up and worry about your ish. You can't counsel somebody else. You can't counsel somebody else's effing household when your ish is effed up. Stop deflecting your misery on someone else. Gotta say, everything that Brooke said, I 100% agree with. The only thing that I don't agree with is that I think that Vanessa is lying and covering up for Amy. I 100% believe that Amy gave her the okay to air Evelyn out. I 100% believe that. And I feel like she's trying to cover up for Amy and not expose that Amy asked her to come onto this show and do that. But everything that Brooke said was true. If I didn't think that that was the case, very much the truth. Y'all let me know down below in the comment section what y'all thought about this episode. I'm going to give this week's episode of Basketball Wives an A-. It was a good episode. But once again, Evelyn, you can't talk when you're doing the same thing that you accusing her of doing. Don't even make sense. You and Shaunie need to go back into the corner that y'all came up out of, please. Because I can't stand the two of you together. Cannot absolutely stand y'all. Cannot. Y'all irk. Anywho, let's talk about this episode down below in the comment section, you guys. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.